Tampa Bay is sort of the Cleveland Browns of the NFC. 7 of the last 8 years in 4th place. Haven't won a playoff game in 10 years. Haven't been to the playoffs in 10 years.
This is his 4th season in the league.
Is Winston a bust?
Yeah, Jameis Winston is a bust. I'm going to say it now.
That's a W. That's E1.
Bucks have decided to release Gerald McCoy.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Devin White.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Sean Hunter.
I like being a part of things that you can build and be able to put them over the top. And I hopefully my talent, as well as all the other guys and other former Nebraskans, Levante David, we can play together and change the game there and get us to a winning situation.
We are finally in our Buccaneers online user legacy franchise. We definitely have to get that title a little bit shorter, but we're going to be taking a look at our roster. Of course, we're not ready to play. There's only about 8 users in the league at the moment. I'm not sure if we need any users. I will let you guys know throughout the season if anyone leaves, but this is the roster. There's some issues. We have some potential guys that we can trade for. I already have a couple of names lined up. Middle linebacker. I'm really debating quarterback. I actually even went into some scenarios. I looked at what the season would look like with Jameis Winston, the season would look like with Tyree Jackson, and I will say the upgrading doesn't look good. I know the practice will be different. We'll probably pretty much have 1,500 XP per week automatically just from practices, and then user skill, you get player of the week and all that. But I'm going to say quarterback is going to be hard to upgrade. Jameis looks like he's a good quarterback. The problem is he's going to want about $20 million per year through 4 years, needing a contract right freaking now. So I would really like to trade him. At worst, I think we would tag him and then draft a guy, and then, if it comes down to the tag, having to play through it, or we trade him off. I don't know. I'm going to keep him on the block right now in case somebody is interested. We do need an option at quarterback if we were to trade him. Tyree Jackson, obviously one of the biggest names, but it's going to take a lot to get him, I will say. Cameron Brate, I want to get rid of him. For whatever reason, he doesn't have a cap hit. I don't know if they actually signed him to a long-term deal where they don't have to pay him, but I kind of want to get this out of the way and trade him just in case there is, and it's just glitched or something, because a 5-year deal for a 28-year-old tight end is quite expensive. Speaking of expensive, you want to talk about a guy that's really making money. Donovan Smith, $41 million contract over the next 3 years. He's our starting left tackle, but I would rather just start one of these guys in the backup spot than him. That is rough. Might move Jensen over to right guard because I think right guard's a little bit more important. That's pretty much that. Ronald Jones will most likely be the starting running back week 1. He's raw, but he's got a lot of potential. He's got 88 juke move, and that seems to be, in my personal experience, the best ability to break tackles. So I suppose, or get away from players, I suppose that's good. Trying to trade Peyton Barber. I know his face doesn't look like he's mad, but he will be. I don't think we're going to get anything for him, to be honest. Chris Godwin, a guy that nobody really talks about too much, kind of underrated. Really good because he's young as hell. He's going to ask for a lot of money soon enough, but he's going to be a top-tier wide receiver for us, hopefully for the entire franchise, and it's crazy to think, but I think he will be. What the hell? What? Is this like Christmas? What the hell is going on here? We got flashing lights. It's like Kanye West. I wanted to show you guys Scott Miller, 66 overall, but he is pretty young and very fast. This guy could be like our... what is his name? I actually forgot his name. I think it was the Cowboys League, wasn't it? He was like a little slot receiver for us. I can't even remember. I'm such a noob. Word noob is really weird. I have another trade lined up for a potential rookie to play pass rush. Most likely going to be moving to a 4-3. Of course, we're looking for a coverage linebacker. We have Beckwith at the worst. We have Deion Buchanan, who I think we are going to trade. The number 1 cornerback for us will be Sean Murphy-Bunting. I was able to, not really convinced because it's the way it's supposed to be, I was able to get Jamel Dean's age down. For whatever reason, EA has him at 24 years old when he hasn't even had his 23rd birthday. So I don't know what the hell that's about. He's not much worse than Vernon Hargraves, but he is younger and faster. Vernon will be a number 3. He's on contract for another 2 years, so we could trade him off as well. Sue, Vita Vea. I think this team is definitely built for a 4-3. And then safety, we're looking around, but I don't know if there's going to be an option there. Kickers, of course, we have Matt Gay. Please be good, 25 years old. Got a little bit of kick power. Pinion, I believe the old Jets punter. Not terrible at all. Maybe we have, I don't know, Scott Miller playing a return man. I don't know. We don't really have a beast that can play there, but it is what it is. Specialists, and we'll deal with that later on. Once again, I have no idea who we're going to trade for. Let's take a look at some of the potential quarterback options. I'm not sure who's willing to trade their players. I do know Sam Darnold is most likely on the block, so if we want him, we can get him. But I don't know what it's going to take. His throw power is a little low, but most players are. Obviously, you know, there's going to be people saying, get Lamar Jackson, get the... Nobody's going to trade Lamar. No one's going to trade Kyler, so we can't do that. Trubisky could be a little bit interesting. I don't know if they would want to trade True, but we'd kind of be in a similar situation with Winston, where we'd have to re-sign Trubisky. But I might throw some offers out there, see if they'd be willing to trade for, you know... I'd probably take Mitchell Trubisky, to be honest. Have to pay him a little bit later in time, you know. Gives us a chance to actually try to draft a QB. Anyone else? Tyrod Taylor could be a fun little quick quarterback. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of options when it comes to quarterbacks that people would be willing to get rid of, because most of these guys are going to be starters for them. Tyree would be the best bet, but, I mean, even him, he's very hard to upgrade. You know, 64 overall, 3,700 XP per upgrade. Super strong, very fast, but he's raw. I would try to get him. But we'll see. I mean, we don't have a Bills... Actually, we might have a Bills user. I can't remember. But either way, I think Tyree's going to be our number one guy that we're going to try to get. I can't promise anything. Looking elsewhere, we could try to look for a running back. Is there any teams with 2 running backs? Like maybe we can go over to the Browns and get Chubb, but that'd probably be very expensive to get him because he's a beast. Anyone else? I mean, I can't really think of... I think James Conner's on the block, but he's very slow. I would not be interested in him. Matt could be on the block, or maybe Tevin, one of the two. We obviously already have our Niners league, so I really don't want to touch Niners players too much. But yeah, I mean, I think Ronald Jones is pretty solid. Wide receiver, tight end, I'm perfectly fine with. O-line, I don't think anyone's going to be trading O-line. That's a tough position to upgrade. Pass rush, maybe. Middle linebacker, could actually go for a guy, hopefully. I've been looking at Dylan... What's his damn name? I almost said Dylan Francis. Dylan Cole, 72 overall. He's got some potential. Maybe work with him. We'll see. Kendall Beckwith, he's a little slow, so I don't really want to start him, but we do have him as an option, so you know, worst comes to worst, we at least have a 3-core linebacking set. And then cornerback, I've been looking at the Eagles because obviously they're one of the most stacked positions, at least in Madden at cornerback. You know, they have 4, maybe 5 potential starting guys, maybe 6. Razzle is a little slow, but Maddox or Darby would be really nice to get. And then safety, I've been looking around, looking for fast guys, looking for guys with maybe a little hit power. But here are the sliders we're going to be rocking with as well. Got quarterback at 90, halfback at 100, tight end 115, 80 for wide receivers, 150 for the blocking style players. I think I might be able to convince them to bring fullback up because it's almost impossible to upgrade. Defensive tackles and ends at 100, 110, 90s for the rest, kicker, punter 200. Fair enough. I think some of these may be a little low, but we're trying not to get into the God squads like last Madden. We basically had an Ultimate Team franchise, so we definitely want to get away from that. Take a look at the schedule. Preseason, I don't think we'll play. We'll see. Maybe we want to get a little bit of reps, but there's no one, you know, basically with a team like the Buccaneers, how bad we are, pretty much everyone you see on the roster, we're going to have to start. You know, it's going to be an obvious. We don't have the luxury of having 2 players that are solid at one position. You know, it's going to be who you think is going to start is probably going to start. Starting the season off with the Niners, then the Panthers, the Giants, the Rams, the Saints, and Panthers again. So looking at this roster, I can't remember who each user is, but might split with the Panthers. The Rams and Saints are going to be tough matchups. And we have a bye week. Titans are a tough matchup. Seahawks are a tough matchup. Cardinals, hopefully we win. It is against Exam, so it's against a good user. Saints could lose too. Falcons, there's Anton. Not going to be an easy matchup. the Jags, Colts, Lions, Texans, Falcons. Even though I think we're a great user and I'm starting to settle into Madden 20 so far and we're still not ready to play, there's the name again, I think we're going to struggle. I think we're good at the game, but I think we're still going to struggle. I think Mike Evans is going to be a little bit better than I once anticipated. I'm always thinking about the game before, Madden 19. I didn't really think Mike Evans was a great wide receiver because speed was king, but now route running is pretty much king. Not the greatest of route runners, but with his abilities, he's actually a pretty damn good short route running receiver, and obviously he still has that big playability downfield. I don't really know if we have the speed this year to stretch the field. Godwin's kind of that iffy guy. He's like a fringe player. Of course, Scott Miller, he's pretty damn fast with his speed and excel. Terrible agility, though. No real ability to break tackles, which kind of sucks, but he's got great traits, as almost every single player in this game does for some reason. He's the 235th ranked wide receiver. I think our success is really going to be determined on how well we maneuver this offseason trading. Once again, I'm trying to trade Brait. Some of these guys are going to be hard to trade off, but we need to save some money. But more importantly, we need to start getting some guys that can start. You have a guy like JPP who's decent, but he's making $15 million a year for the next 2 years, which is fine if we don't have any, free agents. We can always release him if we see a nice name in free agency, but it's going to be hard this year. It's going to be really hard to manage the roster without overpaying for players. So it's going to be a fun one, but it's going to be really challenging. Maybe we'll put Noah Spence on the block. If you have any suggestions at all, even if you want to say get Lamar Jackson a quarterback, fair enough, but I'm probably going to disregard it if it's obvious and nobody's going to do it. But yeah, if you have a suggestion for a player that might be off the radar, most people know about like Blake Cashman and all the fast guys, but if there's someone you think I might not know about, let me know. If there's a player you want me to try to trade for, let me know. It's just kind of fun, and I really hope we have a good season. Devin White, my man, you gonna be a beast. Can't wait. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Of course, we have Niners franchise. We have, I don't really even know, we have quarterback 1 at this point. We have rebuilds. Probably doing that Ultimate Team series. We're going to continue that. Keep it going. And yeah, hope we come back for next video. But until next video,